Hi, my name is Payton Todd, and I work at the South Country Co-op Northlands location here in Medicine Hat, Alberta. I've been a union member since October of 2018, and I'm super excited to have this opportunity. So let's just dive right into these questions you guys wanted answered. So you asked how we could increase member involvement in the union today. And as the times we live in continue to change, I believe that the most powerful way to increase member involvement would be by using technology. And it could be something as simple as creating a Facebook or a Twitter page or even an Instagram page that members can follow and use to see what's happening with the union, while also allowing the union access to a free platform to broadcast their actions for members. This in turn would give members a front row seat to all of the actions being taken by the union to help them, and would probably rest them assured that the money that they're paying in union dues is being put to a good use, and just giving them like that front row seat to like see what's going on for them and what we're doing for them with all of these union dues that they're paying. So I also believe that the social media platforms that members can follow would also be able to give them a bigger sense of community. If we implemented virtual workplace grievance and violation reports, as well as even complaints, we could help bring involvement to an even higher level by eliminating the face-to-face aspect that some people tend to get uncomfortable with, especially when dealing with confrontation and complaints and violations. Some people tend to get really uncomfortable and can't really find the words to say what they're gonna say when it comes to the face-to-face things. So I believe that that could really help people out in the hindsight of that. Having an online platform such as a blog where members can publicize misconduct, incidents, and can help create an even stronger sense of community due to the fact that thousands of members can connect on one single platform, which in turn could create more involvement with these people, finding a sense of community and wanting to come back just to see like what's going on or what happened, like how did something play out that they read last week on the blog, or maybe they have questions that they need answered and they want advice from other union members. We'll go onto the blog and post it and get other people's opinions. Yeah, so even allowing guidance for people that don't know really what their next course of action could be, and just helping each other out. So the easiest way to become more active in your union is to attend the local union meetings. This is a great opportunity to learn what's going on, whether it's important business, upcoming negotiations, or even the planning of upcoming community events. Helping out in local union community events is a great way to be more active in your union, while also giving back to your community. And who knows, you may even make new friends along the way. Becoming more active could also be something as simple as reading your union contract and knowing your rights and knowing what you have the power to do in your union. This allows you the opportunity to keep an eye out for what you think is missing and what would even help in the future, bettering the union, making it better. This could in turn even provide a better workplace environment for everyone around you. Find out who your workplace representative is. Knowing who that person is and how to contact them is important in case of an issue arises that you need help with. And just as quickly as possible, that's the first person to go to instead of calling like the union rep over the phone. Like finding your workplace representative who is there with you every day and knows everyone around you. That's the first person you want to go to find out your next course of action. So great way to do it. Or just even following your union on social media platform can help you to become aware of the important news, updates, and events that are happening in your community. And if you want to take being active in your union to an even higher level, you could become a union workplace representative. A great responsibility, but a rewarding way to stick up for yourself and your fellow coworkers. So in 1872, the average workday for a Toronto print employee was 10 or more hours every day, which is crazy compared to the average workday that we have nowadays. So when the Toronto Union demanded a 9-hour workday for these workers, the employers refused. and the printers walked off the job in March 25th of 1872, and the publishers hired replacement workers right away. Something the publishers didn't expect was the strikers' widespread support from other Toronto workers, and this resulted in a crowd of nearly 10,000 supporters showing up to a rally at Queen's Park on April 15th, 1872. Now, back in these days, union activity was criminal, and due to the large crowd combining together to show their support, to support the lower working hours, it was seen as the illegal formation of a trade union. This caused Toronto publisher George Brown to have the strike committee arrested for criminal conspiracy. So the local community protested for those who were arrested. And on April 18th, 1872, Prime Minister John A. Macdonald introduced the Trade Union Act, which legalized and protected unions. So these Toronto printers led us to the creation of annual Canadian celebration of Labor Day. Now imagine getting let go of or laid off of your longtime job and not having the unemployment insurance to keep you afloat while you're in the process of looking for a new job. Well, during the economic depression of 1929 to 1939, young men were forced to work in isolated government work camps for inconsiderable wages. It was horrible, and there was no relief in sight. So they went on strike, and they abandoned their camps, and after over 2 months of striking with no really relief in sight, they took their case directly to Ottawa. And this journey became known as the Ottawa Trek. And this trek was stopped by an RCMP on orders from Ottawa after rioting and the arrest of union leaders. The strike ended. And the next election was won by Mackenzie King's Liberals and legislated against the repressive Conservative government abolishing the camps, which is amazing. And this epic journey captured the hearts and minds of Canadians everywhere and gave birth to the unemployment and insurance in 1940, which is amazing because I couldn't imagine where we would be today without that. So this epic journey was amazing, and it was surprising to me that Canada was the last major Western country to adopt an unemployment insurance system. So back in 1965, the Canadian Union of Postal Workers wanted the right to bargain collectively, the right to strike for higher wages and better management. Defiling the government policies, they striked an illegal countrywide strike, and this strike lasted 2 weeks and ended with the government extending collective bargaining rights to all public service workers, only excluding RCMP and military services. And this strike went down as one of the largest Wildcat Strikes in Canada, which is so crazy. Believe it or not, but today's public service unions still continue to fend off attempts from the governments to roll back on wages, pensions, and benefits for federal workers. Now, throughout all of these major wins for Canadian union workers, the one thing that remained the same is how union members were able to accomplish them. None of these wins would have been possible without the members bonding together and supporting each other and using the resources and the powers that these unions gave them. Also, I think it would be impossible to accomplish anything like this if it wasn't for the response from the community, the support, the overwhelming support from the community, having their back and backing them up and everything. It's amazing, honestly, how they formed together to help the collective. It's amazing. So one of the last questions you guys asked is you wanted me to interview a few of my fellow union workers and ask them what it means to be an engaged member in the union and why it's important. So I think based on what they said, basically, to be an engaged member of your union is to be present and to be there and helping and recognizing when the workplace you work for is starting to kind of push on the violations, like being able to recognize for yourself and for other members how and when it's your right to take the next action. This is important because it's every day for us, you know, like this is our everyday job. So it's important that we demand the respect that we are entitled to. It's important to be involved in your union because, like, to be an engaged member, because not only does it begin with your union, but it also branches out to the community. So if you can be an engaged member in your union, you also have the right tools and to be an engaged member in your community, which could just bring everybody together as a collective. It's extremely important to be engaged in your workplace, in your community, and just everywhere, you know, because the more you're engaged in those things, the more people you know, the more connections you have, and see it as kind of like a safety cushion, you know, like the more people you have, the bigger pillow you can fall back onto if you ever need help, you know. The more people you know, the more minds you have brainstorming over the same topic. So it's super important to be engaged and just to know what's going on and to know your rights and how to follow through on those rights and how to just take advantage of the amazing opportunity we have with this union, you know. Once again, thank you guys for this opportunity, and have a great day.